bootleg the Plexus one. So I'll have that to share also.
You do what you got to do, girl. You got mad skills over there. I love it. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jenna Hutala. I'm a star diamond with Plexus Worldwide. We're the health and happiness company. We are the OG, the original gut health company. We've been around for 18 years. This is our birthday year. So happy birthday. We're a combination of a couple of things. We are customers who absolutely fell in love with these products. We all come here for different reasons. My story is a little unique and different. I was really sick, totally the skeptic. So if you were skeptical and you're on this call, drop a one in the chat. If you're like, ooh, that's me. Or maybe it was you. I had told myself for 4 years this stuff would never work. Boy, was I wrong. In 30 days, I didn't feel like a 90-year-old crawling out of bed. I started moving again. I started feeling better. In a year, I went on to lose 70 pounds and ran my first 5K. I literally went from the couch to a 5K. That is possible, all on gut health. But this is the interesting part. GLP-1 7 years ago wasn't even a conversation. Like, we didn't even know that was a thing. So then in hindsight, this just dawned on me, Tina Marie, I think last week, and maybe we were talking, it was like, oh my gosh, I think that's exactly what happened. I just didn't have the verbiage to be able to articulate. I knew I was focusing on gut health. I came in with our three triplex combo, and that's all I did. And then I just started craving protein, started moving my body, drinking my water, and gave it time to work. And here we are 7 years later. So we fell in love with the products so much that we couldn't shut up about them. So that might be why you are here, because somebody loved you enough to share it with you as well. And so I want to give Tina Marie plenty of time to share her story. She's going to be sharing with us tonight her GLP-1 experience. But not just that, Tina Marie, will you take us back? Because you've been here for a little bit. So take us back, like how this all started, where you came from, what have you been up to? Spill the beans, girl.
Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here with you tonight. Y'all are such a special group, and I felt so honored when Jenna and Cassie asked me to join y'all this evening. Okay, so my Plexus journey started almost 10 years ago. May will be 10 years, which is wild. That I've stuck with something a decade, right? Like that's insanity. So Julia Carti is my direct upline. She's actually my babysitter growing up. We moved to America in the late 90s, and her older sister babysat me and my sisters. And so like I have memories of me like sitting on a couch and her on the ground and us braiding like her hair. Like I just it goes way back, right? And so I've always been overweight. Like that's just been my life and my story. I mean, like even as my three sisters, like I was always the heavy one, right? Like it just genetically, I don't know, whatever it was. But like, do y'all remember? Did y'all have a grandma? I love my grandma. This is gonna sound so bad. Love my grandma, but she would literally like be like, "I'll give you $1 for every pound you lose." Anybody grew up in that type of like a household? Like it was so hard, right? Like, I like those sayings that they say. Why does this make me emotional? Like a moment on your lips, forever on your hips, right? Like those things just ingrain in you as a child, and it's so hard to get out of that, right? Okay, so when I was like, oh my gosh, I was young. I was like 12, 13. I had been really sick for a long time, but not sick enough for anybody to like care, if that makes sense. Like that also sounds so bad, but like something was always wrong, but not wrong enough to do anything about, or that anybody like ever investigated. Well, it turns out when I was 14, I was rushed to the hospital, and my gallbladder was extremely diseased. Like decay, like it was so bad inside of me. And that is why I had been sick for like forever. I couldn't eat, was always gaining weight, no food settled with me at any time. And so at 14, had my gallbladder removed, had a lot of complications afterwards, and gained like almost 80 pounds within like 6 months as a 14-year-old, right? And I was already heavy. So like it's hard. I mean, I've always worn my weight well, but still, I mean, you gain that much weight, it doesn't really matter what size or age you are. Like it's a lot of weight, right? So um tried everything under the sun. I mean, but because y'all literally my gut was so bad, nothing, it didn't matter what Jenny Craig, what like Nutrisystem, it didn't matter any of those things because I had so many gut issues. Um yeah, I bet mine was probably gangrene. I mean, it was literally insane. Like I was just reading a comment in the comments. But sorry, I didn't know if I was gonna get emotional like this tonight. So um saw Julia posting about pink drink, right? And I was like, there's no way that this stupid little pink drink is going to change my life. Like saw all the posts, all the comments. Y'all know 10 years ago people were like slinging all the posts about this is going to change your life. This is going to fix this. Like we weren't compliant with anything. And so saw all that and was like, no, there's no way. So, you know, you could like hide people. So I like didn't want to see her stuff. So almost 2 years later, she was at a girls' trip. I don't know if y'all remember that team or not, but they like rented the Barbie Dream house down in at the beach, and it was like this huge house, and they were on this retreat. And I was watching her because I saw her tagged in somebody else's post. I was like, she's still doing Plexus, and I'm still over here feeling like crap. Like I was like, okay, maybe I should just try it. So I sent her a text or a Facebook message, and I was like, hey, when you get back, tell me about Plexus. And she was like, okay, I'll tell you when I get home. And then I'm the kind of person, like, I don't wait for anything, like, very impulsive. And so I literally, like, went stalking on all of her socials, found a link, ordered that night, sent her a screenshot, and was like, hey, I just ordered. Let's talk when you get back. Um, and I didn't have money, like, sole provider for my family, like, living on I mean, I was a retail store manager at the time, but it was hard. And I sold things from my house on Facebook Marketplace to pay for that first order because I didn't have an extra $100. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Like, it's hard to want to try to do something else when you know you don't have the income for it, but you need to do something. And it's like that hamster wheel. So I sold some stuff, got the money, ordered the products. Literally within like the first week, I was like, oh, I just ate food and didn't run to a bathroom because we're talking, I mean, how old was I? I don't know, my early 20s. So I've been still struggling with all of these gallbladder post complications. And like, still, I mean, for like 6 years after my surgery, I couldn't eat hardly. And I just always was gaining weight and like no food would sit with me. It didn't matter if it was raw, cooked, healthy, bad, like nothing was good on my system. And I remember that first week I ate some food and didn't immediately run to a bathroom. And I was like, okay, maybe there is something to this. She told me I'd get my money back. I really fully believed that I would try it, get my money back, and be like able to say, yeah, Plexus didn't work for me either, right? Like it was going to be another thing in my closet. Within, so that next week I was feeling better. I realized that I felt better. I didn't really know what, but I was like I just feel better. Y'all know that feeling? And so I sent her a message and I was like, I can't afford this another month, but I can't afford to not do this another month. And so she hadn't even told me about the business or anything at that point. And she was like, well, if you got 3 people, you'd cover your products. I was like, okay. So I called my mom, who'd done every diet in the world with me. I called my sister, again, every diet in the world with me, and one of my good friends. And they all 3 bought. And so that second week I went silver, got my products covered. And I've never paid for my products out of pocket since then. Like 10 years, never had to do it. My husband has come off of 9 medications thanks to Plexus. Like it covers his products. Like he has a brain injury. We don't have to get into all that. Like it's a whole nother story. He was in a coma for almost 4 years, but like Plexus has saved his life. Like it, I mean, he has a quality of life, like, which is huge. Okay. Um, okay, where was I? Okay, so 2018. I don't even know how long I was supposed to talk, y'all. So y'all cut me off
Girl,
if
you
I'm
just keep going. You had us like brain injury. We were like, girl, we're gonna get some popcorn and we're gonna hang out. Like, we got
this
time.
is my life. It's a soap opera. Okay, so 2018, 2019, like so I joined 2016. 2017, I was gold, almost senior gold. I went gold and senior gold in 2019. But 2018, I was like, I feel better. I can do this. And do y'all ever know like when you start to lose a couple of pounds and you're like, oh, maybe if I just don't eat or I work out 3 times a day, I could just like triple my weight loss, right? Like, and so I was really bad to my body, 2018, 2019. I lost 180 pounds. It was insanity. It was, I mean, my body needed that, but I was so bad to myself. Like it was so bad, y'all. Like total eating disorder. I mean, I can say it. Like it is what it is. Like people share my testimony still sometimes. I don't know how they even find those pictures. From it's like this. It's 2 purple shirts. It's a March of Dimes T-shirt, and I'm like 420 pounds on this one side and 200 and whatever on this other, and it's like y'all, I don't look like her anymore. But so I like message people and I'm like, hey, please don't post that right now, like because it just looks bad. Because if somebody were to click on my name, that's clearly not what I look like these days. So got down very small for me, right? And then COVID happened. It's hard to blame things on that. That was 6 years ago. It's crazy that that was 6 years ago. First of all, as a retail store manager, my store shut down, which meant no gym. We were having food delivered, right? Like all of that stuff. And so like bad habits started creeping in. I was not really moving my body. I don't know everybody's beliefs. We don't have to get into stuff, but my house turned into a mask factory and I wound up like featured in the news and made like 10,000 face masks for the hospital and the army. And it was insanity and a whole nother layer of my story. So like literally sat on my booty for 6 months, right? And like, and then had a miscarriage. And then like it just, life was rough, right? And it was so easy to fall back into bad habits. And then once those bad habits start, it is so hard to get out of them. It is so, so hard. Um, and then I became an assistant as well. So like I was able to quit my full-time job 3.5 years ago. And now I'm a virtual assistant as well for like a third of the Star Diamonds and some other people. And I still work my own business, some, not as much, but that's why I'm still a senior gold. Still over here hanging out, but I'm gonna go Emerald this year. So if anybody else, y'all can claim it with me. That's what we're doing this year because why work everybody else's business and not work your own, right? Like if anybody actually knows what it takes to do it, it's me. And I know that sounds ridiculous. I don't mean it vainly, but like I literally, it's the work. The work works, and if you don't do the work, it's not gonna work. Like that's what I tell people all the time. Plain and simple. Okay, back to my story. I'm a little all over the place, y'all. Sorry. So left my retail full-time job, right? I was working 10,000, 15,000 steps a day. So you move your body some. So like you're able to keep weight off a little because you're at least moving your body. So then I'm home now, full-time caregiving and working on the farm. Don't move as much, right? And so it's just easy again to not lose weight. And like I hate that life is so much about weight, but when you're overweight, your life is so much about weight. And it's hard. And like I was retail store manager of a plus size clothing store, which I loved, still wear the clothes. But in all of that like body positivity, which is great. It's wonderful. But it also makes it hard to like, this is going to sound so bad. I hope this doesn't get anywhere. It's hard to like want to do better for yourself when it's so okay with how you are. And that's hard to verbalize because it's so like accepted and okay. And that's great. And like, it's wonderful to feel good and feel accepted. But that's hard when you want to do better. And it was just hard. It was hard mentally. I think y'all can kind of understand. I'm seeing some head nods. So I'll move on from that. But so I've gained and lost the same like 40 pounds for the last 4 or 5 years, right? Like it's just you do some resets, you get down, you do good habits, you start walking around the farm, you start moving your body, but the food noise is always there. And this is where I'm coming to this story, okay? When the food is all you can think about, it's so hard to do anything else and have good habits when you're constantly like living from meal to meal and not even thinking about it. And so back in February, February 12th, I was standing in my, y'all saw it posted probably, but I was standing in my kitchen and it was like 9 p.m. and I was like looking for food. I was going to cook something. And I was like, I'm not hungry. Like, why am I in here looking for food? I don't need to eat. I just want to eat. And if you've ever been there, that's such a hard feeling. And it's like, then all you think about. The next day, I saw Wendy Larson post about this tweak she had made in her challenge group. I was like, Wendy, girl, I was like, what are we doing? So I literally just called her and I was like, talk to me. I was like, what are we doing? Because I can jump on anything. Like I can, like I'm an all-in kind of girl. If you haven't realized that about me yet, like I don't do anything 90%. It's 190%. Like 90% isn't even good enough for me. Like it's all or nothing. And so I was like, okay, I need to know everything and we're gonna run with this. And she's like, well, I did this in a group and we're gonna do it again. I said, what if I just do it? And what if I do it for everybody? And what if I make this a thing for Plexus? And what if we just run? Like literally that day, I was like, why don't we just run? Like you're seeing results. We talked all through all the things. Sorry if y'all can hear my dogs. And I was like, let's just do this. Kelly said, yeah, 190% person. And so literally overnight, I created the entire challenge group, all the things, started getting it to all the places everywhere. If y'all had any idea of how much free stuff I did for just this company in this last month, it would blow your mind. But like the betterment of Plexus is what's in my brain because when we win, we're all winning. Like it just, I love that about this company is that it's not competition. Like when I do better, Jenna does better. When I do better, Natalie does better. When Lisa does better, Kim does better because that's how our comp plan works. And it's so cool. It's so special about us. And so then I was going to Cancun because I got to go to Cancun at the end of February and I'd already lost like, I lost like 7 pounds that first week. I mean, it was amazing. And I was like, I'm not hungry. I was like, what is this? Like when you live in a state of hunger and then you're not hungry, it's such a light bulb thing. Like it's weird. That's the best way to put it. Like it doesn't feel right. Like it's like, am I doing something wrong? Because I didn't want to go back to the 2018, 2019 girl ever again, right? Like that is not the goal. Like I'd love to, I mean, obviously I want to get smaller again, but it's a healthy thing, right? It's not necessarily like, yeah, I need to lose 100 pounds. Okay. Like plain and simple. I'm aware of that. Like someone commented on my post the other day and I had about weight loss and like, but you're still fat. And I was like, yeah, and that's okay. And you know what? I deleted it. We moved on, right? Like it's all good. Like that's a projection of them, not me, right? Like it's okay. But so I was in Cancun and I was feeling better, right? And I like did my system all while we were there. Didn't overeat, even with all the food everywhere. I'm also sober, almost 5 years. So shout out to anybody else sober because life changing right there. Okay. Yeah, July 1st, 2021. Haven't had any alcohol since then. I did 75 hard that year, and that was one of the rules. I'd failed 75 hard, but I won at life because I never went back to drinking again. So yeah, skip that whole story right there. Okay. There's so many stories, y'all. And I feel like I'm talking forever. This feels better though than recording that new Plexus because that was so nerve-wracking because it was just me and a screen. I could at least see y'all's faces for this. Did y'all know those are pre-recorded? Because I didn't know that at first. And when Chris called me and was like, hey, will you do this? I was like, sure. And then we get on and he goes off screen. He's like, just talk like you're on Facebook Live. Well, that's kind of hard to do when it's just, I don't know. Okay. So feeling better in Cancun, right? Talking to Chris and Jory and Blake and I don't know, not Chris, he wasn't there. We are just Facebook messaging, but like all the people, and they were like, "Oh, you're Tina Marie." So like that's kind of cool, you know. Like I've always kind of been in the background, create all the things, but nobody really knows who I am. So it's kind of nice this year that people know who I am. I don't mean that vainly. It's just it's a lot of work if anybody knows some of the things that I do. So feeling better, telling all the people, if y'all were in the March Challenge group, which I think a lot of y'all were, we had almost 15,000 people in there, which was insanity. Like pure insanity for a 1 month fresh brand new group to do that. And I think Plexus said we had what, 16,000 new VIPs. I don't remember the numbers. I should know the numbers, but more than half of those were our people, right? Like we literally ran this momentum and it was so cool to see. Sold out twice, sold out 3 times, whatever we're at now. I don't even know anymore. But like people want what we have because it works, it's natural, it's safe. And the main thing is it works. And like if you've got people who are telling you that it's not working, I don't know how much we're deep diving into that, but revisit the habits. Because most of the people that I've talked to, there's something in the habits that they're not quite doing right, or it's their cortisol levels and they stressed out. And that will always block you from losing weight and being productive and living your best life. Me and Kelly Jones, I had her hop on here. She's my girl. She tells me all the time, stop being stressed out. You're never going to lose weight. And it's so true. Like your cortisol levels impact so much. Okay, so I was reading comments. Okay, so we have a new challenge group started today. There's like 6,000 people in there. I'm sure we'll get to 10,000 again, which is so fun. And like we can keep riding this momentum. Yeah, we have other products. You can sell whatever you want. But people that don't need to lose weight are seeing results on this. People who do need to lose weight are seeing results on this. Like if you do this, you're going to see some type of results, whether it's non-scale, like there's nothing in this system that you don't need, if that makes sense. If you're struggling with some of the things, there are some detox things you can do, but you probably just need to push through. I know that's kind of hard to say sometimes, but a lot of it will pass if you just give it a little bit of time in your system. Cut back half if you need to. That's what I tell people. You know, do one bounce instead of two. Do half a scoop of Restore for a couple of days if you need to, but it's better to just push through your system, drink a little more water, go move your body. Okay, so now I'm down 26 and a half pounds. I don't know if I got to that part of this story yet since February 13th. 2 months, 2 months. And I have eaten so much food every day. I have drank so much water. I have moved my body. I bought a walking pad. I got my little standing desk. And I'm like, you know what? Even if I can just walk for 5 minutes every hour, because I work like 15 hours a day, like literally every day on my laptop, on my phone, because I'm just in that season where people want me right now and I'm helping people do a lot of things. And I'm so blessed to be overwhelmed by the work that I prayed for, right? Like literally, it's incredible. But I have to treat my body well in the meantime. And I'm no good for other people if I'm not being good to myself. So make a goal to go move your body every hour. If you say you can't get your steps in, you can move every hour, right? Like when you go to the bathroom, just take an extra lap around the house. I don't care, do something. Like it's just so good for you. Okay, I think that's all of my story. I don't even know. Was there any questions? I guess I can like give a
I
soapbox.
love it. All right, let me grab some questions for you.
Yeah, go for
So
it.
you don't even have to really run through it.
Okay.
So we had a question. Sarah said, would you say that you're being intentional with protein daily and do you have a goal?
Oh yeah. So I started with a goal because 80 was the goal, right? That's what Wendy said. So I was like, okay, if I do 30 grams of protein per meal, but then my brain, I can't do that. Like I'm not going to count macros because then I get into like this eating disordered part of my body again, and I can't do that. But if I eat enough protein first, then I know that I'm fueling my body and then I'm eating intentionally after that. And so I noticed that if I find myself hungry in the afternoon, it's because I didn't eat enough protein. And yeah, I will have a little protein if I need to, but I will try to make it to dinner, right? Like, but I'm just being so intentional that I'm eating enough, eating all of my protein first, which some people might say that's hard, but you know what? It's easier than a lot of other things that we could be doing, right? Like, is it that hard to eat a few scoops of yogurt before you eat your other, like mixed food, right? Like people were asking me all the time, like, if y'all saw my inbox right now, it's insanity. But like, they're like, well, what if I'm having like a lasagna or I'm having a taco bowl or something? I'm like, well, eat you a few bites of protein first so that you stimulate your GLP-1 hormone before your insulin response. Like, if you want this bad enough, you'll just eat a few bites of protein. Like, just have you some grilled chicken in the fridge at all time and just go eat you some grilled chicken. Like, I used to be so like all the protein bars, all the everything's, trying to just like do all the things. But eating some grilled chicken, honestly, it's better for you and it's kind of tastier than some of those protein bars, anyways. So yes, protein first, literally. Like I eat all of my protein first, and then I'm like, okay, how hungry am I still? Okay, let me eat some of these vegetables, let me eat some of this carb, like whatever it might be. I don't eat a ton of carbs. But I just try to do protein and vegetable first.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love that you talked about whole protein. That's what
Yeah.
she's talking about. It's real protein. It's not coming
Yeah.
from a mix. It's not coming from a bar. It's like God-given whole protein.
Yeah.
And
Now I do
there's,
do lean. I mean, we have lean and I do
yeah,
that, but lean is not enough for me, if that makes sense. Like that's a good start to a meal, in my opinion, for me at least. Or you have to add a bunch of stuff to it if you want it
I
to like
like it
keep
as an
fueling.
add-on. It's
I
like
agreed.
an
Yeah, it's a
add-on.
great way to like start something. I also, some people intermittent fast. I think that's great if that's what you want to do. I it's very mixed results on this system if they say you need to intermittent fast or you need to eat 3 meals a day. I think as long as you're making sure you're not eating between your meals and giving your digestive tract that rest and that time to digest and do what it's supposed to do and signal all your hormones, that's good. A lot of people do better first starting the system if they eat a few bites of protein first in the morning before they
Mhm.
take this mid morning. I'll just throw that out there. I've done a lot of troubleshooting with people. That's what I'm seeing at least, right? Like again, I'm not the end all be all on stuff like this, but I am talking to a lot of people. So
Love it.
it seems like that helps if people are having issues because it's a lot. I mean, slim hunger control, restore and balance is a lot in someone's system if they've not done anything,
Mhm.
right? Like that's so some of those people who've never done plexus before or things like that could be really good to just have them eat a good protein breakfast in the morning and then do their system. And they can always adjust and figure out what works for them best.
I love that. So another question we had is anybody doing Slim and Trim and MetaBurn? I am. I started MetaBurn again. Anybody else here on the call? Yeah. So Tina Marie, have you heard about
Me.
this?
I know a lot of people do Metaburn. I don't at the moment, actually. I'm like, I've pared down so much on what I take because I'm trying to just be so intentional and really letting it work with my body. I probably should be taking more than I am of some things, but I do know people are having great results with Metaburn. My biggest thing is I'm trying to keep things so simple for new people coming in and people
Mhm.
coming back that like I love all these extra things, like love lymphatic massage, love vibration plate, love castor oil packs, but some of that is overwhelming to a new person. And so I'm like, how can we just get them in simply, get them seeing some good results, and then we work on other things. That's why like I'm very strategic in all of the posts throughout the challenge groups of like when things are introduced and when we talk about things and stuff like that.
I love it. All right, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, what is after, because you get to read, Tina Marie sees all the comments, like she is on top of this. What is something that you repeatedly see? Because I'm going to go there with mindset, because I really think if you start something thinking it's not going to work for you, it probably is not. You've already
Yeah.
convinced yourself, right? You go to focus on whatever you focus on expands. But even if you have some glimmer of hope, that
Yeah.
you're like, maybe this could, then it just might. But what is something, Tin Marie, that you see in the comments where you're like, the people that are having the most success are fill in the blank?
So first of all, they're staying plugged in and they're commenting and they're showing up and they're talking to people or they're at least reading and hearting. Like it's amazing. People like, okay, so I have a customer who started last month. has not opened a single message from me. And I'm like, girlfriend, I just want to help you. She's not, I don't even know, I don't know anything because she's
Mhm.
not responded. She hasn't answered my phone call. I'm like, I'm a friend with this girl. Like we know each other. And you know what? That happens to the best of us, right? It just happens sometimes. But when you can stay in contact with people, it's just better. It's just better. But like you're talking about people in the group and stuff. Yeah, the ones who stay connected, I think is best. And that's one reason I love a big challenge group. Some people don't. Let me tell you why I love it. The third party validation is huge. Even if your people aren't commenting or liking, a lot of them are still getting notifications and they're seeing those stories pop in. And that is just building belief. It really is. And then I always encourage people to have like a side chat when we do these big groups. Like Natalie, you're right there on my screen, or Cassie, you're right there. So if you have 10 people using this system, I would encourage you to have a chat with those 10 people where you can drop results. Like you grab screenshot testimonies from the comments, or you grab a giveaway post, or you're like, oh my goodness, did you see this about aspartame? Or did you see this about whatever we posted in the group? And like, it's just, again, it's connection. It makes everything real. It keeps them plugged in and they're going to see something. That's the biggest thing is we want them to see things. So that's one reason why in the groups too, I focus so much on stories and I'm very intentional. People ask me, they're like, well, do you have everything built out beforehand? So, well, 90, 70% of it, yes. But so much of it is fluid based on what's happening, A, in the world, B, on social media, C, like just in the news. Like, I hate to say that, but like things affect things. And like, I'm not so rigid on a lot of my content because I want it to be relatable and I want to grab stories that are fresh. And so, like, if y'all saw my screen time, you'd cry, but like, I'm constantly like going and looking for things that people relate to. So like, I mean, I probably spend an hour and a half a day scrolling, which sounds bad, but it's intentional scrolling of looking for things with keywords and searching and like I'm everywhere. Like literally, it's hilarious at this point. But I can find things. And so I just go looking because I'm like, oh, somebody would relate to this. Like their wedding ring is loose, or they dropped it at one point on their A1C, or they tightened their pants by a belt loop. Like I try to grab a ton of non-scale wins too, because so many people will see non-scale before they see scale wins. And if you can keep that on people's minds that they might not lose weight at the beginning, and that's okay. Like it's so okay. Most people, I think, that's why they their body composition changes
Mhm.
before the scale changes, and that's a wonderful thing. That is a wonderful thing.
Yep.
So I try to be intentional on keeping that on the forefront of people's minds. Did that answer
I
that question? I don't even remember the
Yes, you
question.
did, girl. You're
Okay,
just
good.
on fire. We just appreciate you taking all this time and like
Of
pouring into us.
course.
I think we have to have her come back and do a mastermind call for you guys because there is so much more to Tina Marie's story that we are all like on the edge of our seats. We're like, do tell. Like, we
Yes,
just, you know what
there's
it
a
is?
lot.
We just need to go earn this trip to Mayakoba and go sit
Yes.
on the beach and have like a whole day,
Yeah.
just a whole day. So, Tina Marie,
Yeah.
you did talk briefly on the simplicity of sharing. And so,
Yeah.
can we just talk really briefly about that? Because we might have some people on the call. And I want you to understand that we have brand new VIP customers that are, and you might be one of them that's coming on board tonight. And you're like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I want this purple protocol. And I want to be part of Tina Marie's, like the big group. Yes and amen. You are more than welcome. But this is the thing, don't stop there. When you bless 3 people this month, then with the bonuses, because it's April, they're giving away money. It's like, it's just the free money. It's almost $400 plus in
Yeah.
cash bonuses. Well, then you turn around and you help your girlfriends do the same thing. You can easily take that and take that 400 and multiply it to almost and over $1,000. It's real money. We're in the referral business anyway. Just some of us inherently don't get paid for it. We share the things we love with people we love, right? But my nail lady, you guys have been watching along, or maybe not. I got sexy nails still. These things are like out of control. I need to go get them cut. I will not be recommending the nail man. I will find a new nail girl. But I'm not getting paid by talking about all these sexy nails. However, when we find something that is as good as this is, as good as Plexus, that actually works, and it's not a line that it just like changes people's lives. I mean, if I were to give every woman on this call an opportunity to just 10 minutes of their stories, you would be blown away because these products are life changing. Because, like Tina Marie said, they get to the root cause. When you get to the root cause of all the things, it changes all the things. It's just giving it time to work. And that's one of my favorite parts about our referral program is because it does give you time. Tina Marie shared she hasn't paid for her products. I was in the same boat. I signed up. My husband in our first month was like, "You're not allowed to do that business." It's one of those things. But by the end of the 30 days, he was like, "What do we got to do to keep you on this stuff? Like, we're going to have to figure this out." And we did. Same boat. I went to church. I didn't wear my wig that time. I had people asking me, "What are you doing?" And I didn't even have an answer. I just knew that I loved it. It tasted great and it was simple to use. And that's the same thing we're seeing right now. That same excitement is just contagious. We have a natural GLP-1 support system that is simple, it's effective, it tastes great, and it works. So how could we not share that? Because it could be the lifeline that somebody else needs too. And so thank you, Tina Marie, for coming on and for sharing your story. Is there anything else you want to add before we throw this over to Cassie to spin the wheel?
Yeah, here, I'm going to say one more thing. So, talking about sharing, we literally, because of this system, it's so simple. I signed up a girl 10 minutes before that call started in 3 messages, and I'll share those messages. I think I actually already shared them in Anchored Group as well. If you go to that, there's that one post I put up that has like the 3 or 4 different graphics with the instructions below of like simple ways to share and stuff. So I literally, I mean, I copy pasted y'all. I copy and pasted. It took me 5 seconds. She commented on my post. She wanted information about the call tonight. I sent her a message. She's like, "Oh, my baby's gonna be crying. I probably can't hop on." She's like, "Just tell me about it." I sent her the one message, and then I sent her a picture of the combo, and then I waited for her to respond, which is the hardest thing to do. Right? No, I'm sorry. I sent her some testimonies. I grabbed some testimonies. I sent her testimonies and said, "What do you think?" She responded 5 minutes later, and she said, "Yeah, what do I need?" I said, "Great." And then I sent her the next paragraph, which has the 2 options. It says $6 a day for this, $7 a day for this. I put the picture there. She said, "Oh, I'd love to do gut health and trim because my stomach's a wreck." We hadn't even talked about anything. Like, you don't have to know all the things. You just present it and we give you the verbiage. And she's already signed up. So like literally while during that call was happening. So it just makes it simple when we're all kind of rowing in the same boat because we all kind of know what's happening. So this is the perfect month to jump in. I'll leave it at that.
I love it. I love it. And it's simple. If it's
Yeah.
not simple, most people won't do it, right? So, all right, Cassie, do you have a wheel for us? Just because you are here tonight, that you took time out of your busy schedule away from your families to join us, we want to honor you. We want to say thank you so much. You are the lifeline of our businesses. We absolutely love our customers and our brand ambassadors. And so we want to say thank you. And we're going to do a spin, Cassie. You got it? Here we go. Uh, Nicole Odermatt. Did I say it right, Nicole? Congratulations, Nicole. You just earned yourself a $10 Amazon gift card. So make sure you reach out to Cassie or myself and we will get that over to you. We are going to be here the same time, the same space next Monday night. So we want to invite you to come back, bring some friends. If you absolutely cannot wait, and you're like, "Oh, I need more," don't hesitate. Reach out to the friend or family member who invited you. They have an additional 10% off promo code to save you even more money. Plus, there's freebies on the line, and we have a browse chat going. That browse chat opens up on Thursday. So you could even take that, scroll through that, get some more information, education, and feel free to share. It's a simple resource and tool for you to plug into, get more education, get empowered, and get going. You do not have to wait. We don't want anybody being left behind when this next boat leaves. So, Tina Marie, thank you so much for joining us. We so love you and appreciate you, friend. All right, you guys, blow up the chat and tell her thank you. And if you are a brand ambassador and you are in the Anchored community and you are not going to want to miss tomorrow night's mastermind class, we have two Emerald ambassadors joining us that are going to be sharing all the things on how they built and created massive momentum with their mindsets, with their follow-up skills, and in the craziness and the busyness of life, they still showed up. So Lisa Atkinson is going to be joining us tomorrow night and Noelle Waller. You're not going to want to miss that call. If you're not yet a brand ambassador with us, you have time. You can absolutely join us and be on that call tomorrow night. We do these weekly as a resource and a tool for you to grow in your businesses. But when you are growing personally, you are growing professionally. And so thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful night. And we look forward to seeing you here, the same space and the same time next week.